Hello guys, welcome once more to Class Online. I'm Tutor Dami, and in this video we shall be looking at Waec Physics 2017 question number 21 to 25, and we shall be blasting this question. Now we shall be showing Waec that we can do it. Now actually, if you have been well taught, or if it has been well explained to you, it's not something to fear. Now don't forget that if you learn something from this video, click on like button. We have much content to share with you that will better help you destroy physics. Now let's check out number 21. Thermal energy added or removed from a substance, okay, that changes the state of a substance is called what? If you add heat, thermal means heat, okay, thermal energy means heat energy. If you add heat to a substance and the substance state changes, what is that called? What's that heat called? Is it latent heat, or heat of reaction, or calorimetry, or specific heat? Do you have any idea? It changes state. That is, it changes that substance from solid to liquid. So if I have ice block now and I add heat to it, the heat that changes that ice block solid to water to liquid is what heat? What's it called in science? The heat that changes the state from solid to liquid or liquid to gas is called what? Do you have any idea? Now the answer is therefore, let's just check out the various options. The first one is specific heat capacity. Is the amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of a body by 1 Kelvin. So it's the temperature that will raise. It is the heat needed to raise temperature. Now, to raise temperature of a body is specific heat. But is that changing the state? No, it's just to make it alter by 1 Kelvin. Okay. Now, to make a body alter, you need to know to have the specific heat. Is the amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of a body by 1 Kelvin. But it's not a body; it's 1 kilogram of a body by 1 Kelvin. But that's not what the question is asking, right? Now let's check out heat of reaction. Is the change in eta or internal energy of a reaction. So it is the change in the amount of energy that a reaction has. Like if you are reacting acid and base, when the energy change, it is called the heat. The amount of energy in that reaction is called the heat of reaction. But that's not what the question is also asking. Now let's check out latent heat. Latent heat is the amount of heat needed to change the state of a substance, and that is the same with the question. Now actually, the word latent means hidden. Now when a substance is changing from solid to liquid, it is changing, right? Now when it is changing from solid to liquid, the heat that changes it is not seen. That means, what I mean is that if you are in the laboratory and you are eating solid, like you have ice solid, okay, and you are looking and you are eating it to liquid water. Now when it is changing, the heat that changes that state from solid to liquid is invisible on your graph. Temperature, when the solid is changing, the temperature remains the same. When it is metamorphosing, when it is changing into from solid to liquid, the temperature stands still. That means it does not increase. Okay, and that's why it is called latent. Latent means hidden heat. Latent means heat that you cannot see. It is, you are eating the body, but it can't be seen on the temperature scale. So that's why it is called latent. It can't be seen because the temperature is not changing when the body is changing. So when you have the ice and it is changing from solid to liquid, the temperature stands still, but the heat is increasing, but the temperature stands still. Okay, so that's called latent. That's called latent. So the heat, so it's called latent heat, and that's the answer to that question. Now let's talk about calorimetry. Calorimetry is the process of measuring the heat or heat capacity of a substance. Now, calorimetry has to do with a calorimeter, a substance used in the laboratory for measuring its change, right? Now, when something changes heat, that process is called calorimetry. The specific heat capacity of a body is measured by calorimetry, and that's why the body answer to that question is simply latent heat, because it has to do with its change, full stop. And that it has to do with change of state, and that is the answer to that question. So the simple answer is latent heat, and that's option A is the correct answer. Let's check out number 22 now. The maximum density of water occurs at the temperature of what? Do you have any idea? Now, have you heard about what we call anomalous expansion of water? Now, anomalous behavior of water happens between 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. And what is the meaning of anomalous? Anomalous is close to abnormal. Or if you ask me, I will say crazy. water behaves in a crazy way between 0 degree to 4 degree. Now you might be saying, what do I mean? Now between 0 to 4, every material when heated, now generally in science, every material when heated expands, except water. Water behaves abnormally. Water also expands, but not between 0 to 4. Between 0 to 4 degree, water behaves in a very stupid way. Instead of expanding, water contracts. And contracting means that it gets denser, denser, and denser. That means thicker and denser. Okay, so the maximum density is achieved at 4 degrees. That's when it stops to get dense, because it begins to contract at 0 and contract until it gets to 4 degrees. That will be the maximum density of the water. It gets very dense. Then from 4, it begins to behave like every other thing. It begins to expand normally like every other person in the world. So, but between 0 to 4, water behaves anomalously, and that's called the anomalous expansion of water. It is simply saying that water contracts between 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, and that means that when it is contracting, it gets denser. Okay, and that is so the maximum density of water is achieved at 4 degrees Celsius, and that is the simple answer to the simple question. Let's check out number 23 now. The vapor whose molecules are in dynamic equilibrium with those of its own liquid is said to be what? When the molecule of a vapor are in contact or in dynamic equilibrium to the liquid, it is called what? Is it unsaturated, gaseous, saturated, or diffuse? Now the answer is between unsaturated or saturated, and I will show you with a picture on that right now. Now this is what we have here. You can see unsaturated, it is like a container with water, and the water is boiling, it's hot. It's hot, actually hot. So look at the vapor going out in steam form. They are steam going on. They are going out. So they are not in equilibrium with liquid. That means that there is no equilibrium. That means they are not equal. The vapor can escape. So it is not the pressure around this vapor that are going out. The pressure around the escaping vapor, the pressure around this vapor escaping is not equal to the pressure inside this water. So this is not, it is called unsaturated, because the vapor are not in contact with the liquid. That means they are not in equilibrium. They are not equal to the liquid pressure. So whenever the vapor pressure and the liquid pressure are not equal, it is called equilibrium. It is called unsaturated vapor. But when the vapor can't escape, then the pressure, the vapor returns back into the liquid and comes out again, and everything remains in this system. Nothing is escaping. That is called saturated vapor. So that means the pressure saturates round. This is the meaning of saturated. It goes round and round. It keeps boiling and boiling and boiling. It's called saturated vapor. Why? Because the vapor is in equilibrium. That means the pressure in the vapor is equal to that in the liquid. So that means it is saturated. So the answer is simply saturated vapor, and that is the answer to the simple question. Let's check out number 24. The diagram above illustrates two waves of equal amplitude A and frequency approaching each other, right? When the two waves meet at a point I, midway between, the vertical displacement of the resulting wave will be what? Now, when these two guys are equal clash, what do you think will happen? Do you have any idea? If two forces that are equal hit each other, or you kick two balls towards each other, and they are moving towards each other, and they hit and they are equal, what will happen? They will cancel each other out. So the simple answer to that question is that is simply 0, because they are equal. Now that's what you have when you talk about what we call interference. This is a typical example of interference. When waves are traveling, okay, and they pass over each other. That's actually the word interference in wave means it is the superimposing of wave. When waves superimpose or overlap, that means these two waves will try to climb over each other, but because they are equal, they will get bigger. Like two people with equal force blow themselves, they will both fall, right? Because that will become 0. They will cancel. Like you have 5 minus 5, they will cancel. That will be 0. So that's it. But if they are going the same way, let's say that this arrow is going this way, it will become bigger, and that will become 10. It will become 2a. It will become double. Okay, but since they are clashing, it will become 0, and that is the simple answer to that question. This is constructive interference and destructive interference. Okay, I can use it. I plan on using this to explain it. Now, actually, what we have here is a destructive interference because they are interfering with each other and they are cancelling each other out. So that means they will destroy themselves. But if they are going the same way, it is constructive. It will get bigger and larger and happier and fine. So that's it. So at the end, when the two waves clash, they will cancel. They will become zero. Can you see zero here? There is no more interference. It is now cancelled. They are both cancelled out. But if look at it, if they are going the same way, if they are moving the same way, they will get bigger. Can you see that the outcome is bigger wave, but the outcome here is there is no wave, right? So that's the answer is 0, and that's number 24. Let's check out number 25 now. The rainbow is formed when sunlight is dent on water droplets suspended in the air due to what? Now, what process in science creates rainbow? Do you have any idea? Is it diffraction, refraction, dispersion, or interference? Now, the answer is very simple. Did I draw a picture? I think I did. Now, rainbow is formed when light of the sun shine into water. You know, rainbow are formed when rain is falling and the sun is shining. You can only see rainbow when there's a combination of light and water, because there must be water and there must be light for rainbow to be formed. So when the sun shines into the rain water falling, it will produce 7 colors, because the white light will split into 7. And the simple explanation why that happens is this: when light shines and when light moves from air, you know, the sunlight is in the air, right? The sunlight shines in the air medium, but it now moves from the air medium into the water medium. When light moves from air to water medium, it has moved from a medium into a different medium. When a wave moves from a medium like air into a different medium like water, it bends. It bends. And when light bends, when white light bends, it forms 7 colors. It becomes a spectrum. It splits into 7 forms, right? It's like magic. It just goes from white into 7. If you can bend white light, you will see that white light has 7 colors. And those 7 colors are the 7 colors you see on the rainbow. And that process of wave bending is called refraction. Refraction is the bending of wave, and it is refraction that forms rainbow. When the sun ray enters the water medium and bends, it refracts, and the rainbow is formed. So that phenomenon is called refraction, and that is the answer. So it's refraction, and this. But however, the splitting of light is dispersion. Oh, what you have there is dispersion. But the process inside is refraction. It is caused by refraction. But the splitting of light is the splitting of light into 7. It says a rainbow is from when sunlight is on water suspended in the air due to. The answer to that question is not dispersion. Dispersion is what you will see in the past question. Dispersion is the splitting of light into 7 colors and into is 7 colors. That's true. But the process that creates it is refraction, the bending of the sunlight. The sunlight bends to create 7 colors, and that process that creates it is refraction, not dispersion. So much for our past questions. Now, dispersion is what is being created, but the process refraction is the bending of wave. It creates the 7 colors, which are called dispersion of light. So the answer to that question is refraction, not dispersion. Dispersion is created, but refraction is what creates the rainbow, and that is the answer to the question. Sometimes you should always check back on your past questions. Some of those past questions have a lot of wrong, super wrong answers, and that is the end of this video. Don't forget, if you learned something from this video, click on like button. We have more content that will better help you understand physics. Until we see next time, physics is not difficult. Take care of yourself and bye for now.